Well, anyone who watched my last Nature Notebook film with the Stanford Ringers will know that I put this newly acquired trail cam out to give it a proper field test. And yesterday I went out and brought the camera back in and eagerly viewed the contents of the card. There was certainly quite a few clips on there, which I've now edited, so let's have a look at what it picked up. And first up is a female muntjac. It's 9:45 on Saturday evening. The camera hasn't switched across to infrared yet, but this is a pleasant start to the footage. She's got a distinctive white mark on her back. I'm not quite sure if that's a mark in her fur or maybe a tick or something, I don't know. Listening intently now for any danger. Keeps looking back at the camera. As far as I know, it doesn't make any noise, but it's well camouflaged. It's on a fence post, and in front of it, as you can see, is a field that's been left fallow, and behind it is a wood, and beyond that a little pond. So it seems to be a walk-through for the muntjacs and hopefully some other creatures. Another sunrise. A lot of bird activity. I'm pretty sure by the sound of them they're great tit. Lots of activity around the camera. You can see there's a great tit on the ground there in the lens flare. And I'm pretty sure they've got a nest around about. That's why there's a lot of activity. Probably feeding fledglings, or maybe they're still in the nest somewhere. It's later in the day, and that's not a great tit. It's a song thrush, just about make up the speckled breast. So this little camera is quite sensitive. It's able to pick that smallish bird up. It's quite exciting putting these little cameras out, because it's like looking at a little window on a very small patch of countryside, and just what comes past, all the creatures over a period of time. It's much later in the day, still lots of bird activity. And this, strangely, was the only night shot. Obviously it's the moths which set the camera off, and you can see that in infrared you get quite a hot spot in the middle. You get with most of these cameras. But if I just freeze the frame now, I'm not sure what that was, whether it's some kind of dragonfly that, would it still be flying at night? I don't know. But ghostly images of flying things in the dead of night. And this is a cock pheasant. And his mate. I don't know if you can hear that on the soundtrack. It's like a little low clucking sound which I've never heard before, which I presume is the noise the pheasant makes. It's like a very low, sort of slow cluck, like a domestic hen, but a lot quieter. And that's something I haven't heard before. Another sunrise. And there's the cock pheasant again. No way of knowing if it's the same bird. But you only ever hear that alarm as you startle them. Never heard that low clucking sound before. There's maybe the same pair or a different pair, and it looks like the male has got a broken tail feather. This camera is going to be pretty handy, really. A handy addition to my camera bag. If I'm out and about anywhere and see signs of maybe an otter or something like that, it's going to be a godsend, really. But obviously you've got to put it somewhere where nobody knows where it is, so it's not interfered with. But it's just great, just sitting and watching what comes by. I was hoping for maybe more night shots, maybe a fox or a badger, but the muntjac is nice, although it's not a native creature to the UK. They were introduced back in the 1920s, I think it was, to Woburn Abbey, and then a few escaped and have bred and spread, basically, which is not such a good thing, because although they look cute, they do a lot of damage. They devastate woodland plants, strip bark. They're certainly not very popular with people who manage woodland. See, the camera's pretty good at picking up sound. It's female muntjac sniffing the air. All species of deer can be quite destructive, though, in woodlands. There's just too many deer now, really, because they have no natural predators. Hundreds of years ago there used to be wolves and lynx and so on in Britain, but obviously we don't have those now, so the deer population in general has only one predator, and that's human beings. As I said, muntjac is an introduced species and originates from Southeast Asia. We only have two natural species of deer in the UK, and that's the roe and the red. And as the muntjac disappears from view, I'll see you next time.